Hi, welcome back. This lesson is part of the Momentum Academy Bubble Bootcamp, where we are learning how to design and build professional quality apps without code. This lesson comes from our full bootcamp program, and you can find a link to the complete course in the description below. In this video, we are continuing to learn about UI design. In this lesson, we are talking about picking fonts. Fonts are one of the largest visual elements on a page, and they have a huge impact on the graphic design and the user interface design of your app. The fonts you choose will influence the mood of the site, the readability, and the overall accessibility, so it's important to make these choices intentionally. Let's start with one core concept in typography: serif versus sans serif. Serif fonts have small decorative strokes on the ends of the letters, while sans serif fonts do not. You might recognise this difference from many of the common fonts you've seen over the years. Depending on your brand and the feeling you want to create, serif fonts can feel more traditional or editorial, while sans serif fonts can feel cleaner, more modern, or more tech-focused. We'll look at how to choose and even combine different types of fonts in a moment. Here we are on the Google Fonts website. You can get here by simply typing in Google Fonts. This is a free resource that provides a huge library of high-quality fonts. They are industry standard, they support modern sizing and weights, and they're natively supported inside Bubble, which makes them extremely easy to use. You can search for fonts, type in your own example text, and preview how the font looks in different sizes and weights. It's a great way to explore possibilities before you commit. Another resource you can use is Font Joy, which helps generate pairings of different fonts. It shows a heading, a subheading, and a paragraph so you can see how multiple fonts work together. You can refresh the combinations until you see something you like. This is especially helpful when you want a distinctive heading font and a more neutral font for body text. There's also Font Pair, which works in a similar way. It shows recommended combinations that are known to work well together. You'll see serif headings paired with sans serif paragraphs, and the reverse as well. All combinations can work. You can use all sans serif, all serif, or mix the two. There are no strict rules. What matters is clarity, readability, and the feeling you want to create. To keep building on our case study for a personal portfolio site, I found a few more examples that show how fonts influence the overall vibe. At the top left, you can see a UX designer site with a bold serif heading. It's quite unique and definitely stands out. It might be a little harder to read, but it looks strong without being overly stylized. Below that, the designer uses a clean sans serif font for the subheading, with some bold words for emphasis. All of the text is in capital letters, which creates a very distinct tone. The second example is very minimalist. Everything is sans serif, and the main heading is an outline font. It's large and spaced out with plenty of breathing room. It looks interesting, but I think this style will date quite quickly. It already feels like something from several years ago. The third design uses a really nice serif heading with some italic elements, paired with a simple sans serif paragraph. It feels modern and clean, although the italic font is a bit harder on the eye for longer reading. Still, the overall combination works well. You'll also see more examples where the designer uses only sans serif fonts, but varies the weights to create hierarchy. Others feature big trendy headlines and lighter supporting text. When I searched for inspiration for my personal portfolio, I intentionally looked for fonts that matched my mood: techie, clean, and bold. These examples helped me critique what I liked and what I didn't, and that made choosing fonts much easier. Next, let's look at font weighting and hierarchy. You can use the same font for both headings and body text, or you can choose different fonts for each. In this example, the heading and body look almost the same. Even though they're technically different fonts, the sizes and weights are similar, which makes it difficult to distinguish the title from the paragraph. This is where a font scale becomes useful. At At Momentum, we use a consistent type scale in our landing page assignment. Each level of text has its own size, weight, letter spacing, and case formatting. The H1 through H6 levels broadly align with HTML elements, and we also include subtitles, body text, buttons, captions, and overlines. Establishing this hierarchy up front ensures that the content is readable, balanced, and easy to scan. There are several tools that help generate these typographic scales. Typescale lets you choose a base size and apply different mathematical scales. You can preview the results instantly across headings and paragraphs. Another example is Material Type, which follows Google's design system approach. It shows how different font weights and sizes work together as a consistent system. Returning to our earlier example, once we applied a proper type scale, the difference between the title and the paragraph became clear. The title looks like a title and the body looks like supporting text. This makes everything easier to read and understand. Here are some personal favourite fonts that we often use in our projects. These include Inter, Nunito, Open Sans, Montserrat, Source Sans, and Lato. These are widely used because they're clean, flexible, and work well in a range of contexts. To give you a broader view, here is a preview of our design system. This includes the typography we've selected for marketing, desktop, and mobile. You can see the sizes, the weights, and the spacing across each level. And while typography is only one part of a design system, it plays a big role in creating a consistent experience across your whole app. We will add these styles directly into Bubble so that when you continue building, everything will be set up for you. To summarise, when you are picking fonts, feel free to mix serif and sans serif. Explore how fonts are used in different contexts. Establish a type scale that gives your design rhythm and clarity. And remember that Google fonts are native to Bubble, which removes the need to buy licenses, download files, or upload custom CSS. It keeps the process simple and makes your app more consistent. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video where we will look at defining a colour palette.